Very rarely do I like to talk about salacious stuff. That's a lie. Important salacious stuff I like to talk about. But things that are pop culture, very rarely do I like to bring it up or talk about it. But there was something interesting that happened last week leading into this week between Melyssa Ford, who's a participant in the Joe Budden podcast, and Camron, who has his own podcast with Mace called It Is What It Is, in which Camron and Mace were talking about a past incident where they basically had sexual relations with a young lady in a whorehouse. And Melyssa Ford commented about that story saying, "Are you sure that she was of age?" Implying that they could have been underage. This set Camron off because in today's climate, to accuse somebody, not in today's climate, in any climate, to accuse somebody of being a pedophile, which I believe is the worst crime that there is. The worst, the most horrific act in life, I believe, is pedophilia. Leave the kids alone. But to accuse somebody of that, it's a very, very serious crime. And she did it flippantly. There was no cause for her to say that based on the story that Camron and Mace told. She apologized, and Camron, when somebody apologizes to you, you don't have to show them grace. It's good to do it. I tend to show people grace when they apologize because I know how difficult it is to apologize. Camron wasn't going to show her any grace, and Camron did what he did. He went on his Instagram live and attacked her for something that she was wrong about. You don't accuse somebody of being a pedophile flippantly. That's just not something that you should ever do. You shouldn't accuse anybody of anything, of any serious crime, flippantly. That's the reason why they have such laws like, such laws like slander, right? Like you can't just say whatever you want to say about anybody. You can't do that. So she apologized. Camron is not giving her grace, and I'm actually on his side. Look, you don't have to give everybody grace. What she said was uncalled for. It's absolutely great that she apologized, but people got to be careful about what they say and do. I know that from having this podcast. I don't just flippantly throw out accusations. I make jokes, but not serious accusations without having some evidence or some proof to back up whatever I'm saying. So for a lot of people that are out there doing podcasts, just be careful. If you're going to go out there and speak and have channels and YouTube, and the Joe Budden Podcast is very, very popular. They talk about events that are going on in society and pop culture. Sometimes you're going to wade into some dangerous territory. I enjoy the show. So keep doing what you're doing, Joe Budden. Keep doing what you're doing, Camron and Mace. But let's just be careful not to hurt other people that are doing the same thing as you, and be careful what you say about people. If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/Unsolicited Perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.